All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, and Canelo Alvarez, and how Errol Spence has now passed both of them and is the new #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the pound-for-pound discussion, something that I know you guys really do love, something that I don't particularly care for because it is purely hypothetical. However, because the boxing media and boxing fans talking about it so much that it is a real hypothetical conversation, and now based on actions that have taken place recently, there's a new #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, which we do on a daily basis. And also, I want to, as always, take this opportunity to say thank you so much to all of the longtime subscribers and supporters of the channel. You guys are the ones that really matter to the channel. Thank you to guys like John Bowie. Thank you to Mike Kirkland. Thank you to Lone Star staff, Deborah Booker, the entire crew. Thank you guys so much for your support in the like buttons, the sharing the videos, and also the super chats and the cash apps and the live streams and the super thanks that you can support the channel with right down below on your right-hand side. All right, so pound for pound, #1 fighter in the world, according to differ depending on who you're asking. If you ask ESPN in their last update, they had Terence Crawford there. Other people still had Canelo Alvarez there until he lost to Dimitri Bivol. Some people have Monster Inoue up there. However, with the way that things have gone recently, the new one on this channel and with several other people that I've spoken to, and I think that they are very knowledgeable people on boxing, had this discussion. And as of right now, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter, if everybody is being fair, is Errol Spence Jr. And that is that way for several reasons. The largest reason is that a guy that was considered by many people to be the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Terence Bud Crawford, refused to fight him for whatever reason that you want to say. Whether you say that it was because of the money for the fight, it was the date that the fight happened, it was because I don't know, man, the tooth fairy said don't do it. Whatever the case was, Terence Crawford, when he, as the #1 fighter in the world, had the opportunity to fight the #3 pound-for-pound fighter in the world in the same weight class for the undisputed title of the world, and that man said no. And not only did he say no, he said no in a way where he basically said he didn't need to fight him because he already was the best fighter in the world. The only problem with that is if you do not prove that you are the best fighter in the world, you very well may not be the best fighter in the world. And as a result, there should be some questions about whether or not what the real reason is that you didn't want that fight. Now, many people suggest that, and this is how it is in life too, there can be more than one reason why you don't want to do something. Right? It's not just all the time for one reason, right? Take your health, for example. Well, why wouldn't you want to smoke cigarettes? Well, there could be a bunch of reasons why you don't. You don't want to catch it as you don't want to catch, the C word later in your life. You don't like the way it makes your breath smell. Your mother said that if you do that, you're going to go to HE double hockey sticks. Could be 3 different reasons for why you didn't do that. Now, with Terence Crawford, there is like 4 different reasons given out for why he didn't fight Errol Spence Jr. He doesn't need it. The money was not enough. They didn't fight me in time. I'm my own boss. I'm going to BOK Prime, and we're going to set the world on fire on BOK Prime. All kind of different reasons, right? Now, not to bite off of a hashtag or tagline that I find kind of annoying, which is they say everything but let's fight. That's pretty much what Terence Crawford did. He said everything but let's fight. And as a result, he gets demoted. And the reason that you get demoted is because for whatever reason, you had an opportunity to prove that you were the best and you decided not to. This particular person, Errol Spence Jr., in my book, gets credit for you ducking him in a hypothetical type of lineup like a pound for pound. Similarly, there are other guys in that division that people are considering very, very highly in that pound for pound list. Take, for example, Monster Inoue from Japan. The problem for me and Monster Inoue in Japan is that I don't know anybody that the dude fought. Well, I've heard the names, but the weight classes that he has fought in at 112, 115, and 118 pounds are so scant of competition that it's hard, and so close in weight that it is really hard to say, how good the guy is, especially when you see him fight an older fighter like Nonito Donaire and have all the problems in the world against Nonito Donaire, right? Now he comes back and he beats Nonito Donaire in the rematch. However, still, this is a Nonito Donaire that is in his upper 30s, that has not been at his best for about 10 years, and still took you two to do that, right? So level of competition, in my opinion, for Monster Inoue knocks him out unless he goes up to 122 pounds, which he is. I mean, which is a size of weight that he can compete at, and he fights guys like Stevie Fulton Jr. But to go back to the Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford thing, if he goes up to fight Steve Fulton Jr. and for some reason, it's not just, the networks won't let the fight happen, because there are some scenarios where the network will stand in the way because they have other fights that they're trying to make, right? But when a guy as long as they are actually able to make that fight and they don't go to a negotiation and if I start hearing Monster Inoue say this reason, that way about why the fight can't happen, right? Then I will say, okay, nah, man, you have to actually fight this dude before I can give you, and your lack of willingness to fight somebody, I can hold against you, right? It's a big theoretical thing. So for me, like when I look at pound for pound, the way that I was convinced by a very, very smart guy in boxing, the way to look at it was you look at the 4 different scoring criteria for boxing, and you look at, effective aggression, clean, effective punching, defense, and ring generalship, and then you see how those things are all balanced out. Terence Crawford is very high in all 4 of those areas. The only problem is you throw in something like competition into it, and then on top of it, willingness to fight competition. It doesn't look nearly as good as it does when you just look at him in the ring, because he's fighting lesser opponents than, say, Errol Spence Jr. is. And the unwillingness to fight him and say that you don't need him and the nah, sorry, man, you got to drop down. But again, like I said, man, it's all hypothetical. It's all opinion based, and you can have your opinion. But I was a very staunch supporter of Terence Crawford in the #1 pound for pound for a while. Just can't do it anymore, man. And several of the people that I've talked to, and I'm not giving people's names, but they are, they know what they're talking about, pretty much agreed with the same thing. Like, look, man, you have to pull into consideration what somebody is willing to do. Now, and that is separate from saying, okay, look, this is your money. Well, I understand because the money wasn't right. Well, the money is his money. The money, and if Errol would have said, hey, I'm not doing it because I don't need him too, the situation would apply to Errol equally. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.